I'm your host, Kylie Kelce, firm believer in not doing anything to try and summon a snow day because I'm afraid I'm going to jinx it. But that's right, I'm not wearing my PJs inside out, backwards, putting things under my pillow. It won't be me. Just gotta let the universe do its thing. My husband made me record a Christmas duet one time. Don't look it up. Do not look it up. Beautiful song written by a beautiful soul. Shout out to Bee. Don't look it up. I'm so serious. Stop making that shit viral. Cut it out. And I can't believe I'm currently recording our NGL season 1 finale. Beat you to it. I beat you to it. That's right. It's our last one of season 1. For that reason, I'm definitely completely 100% on board with giving no. Queen Emma is rallying for a clean 75 because it's the finale. Let me tell you how we got to a clean 73. I feel like I've been beaten. What Queen Emma did is she brought editor Brad in, and I can't say no to him. I'm not proud of myself right now, and we're going to move on before I change my mind. Season 2 starts in a few weeks, so don't worry, real ones. I'm not just going to ghost you guys and never show up again. Have you seen the Brittany Broski gif of her like, that? No, we're going to be back, guys. We already have some guests lined up. I'm genuinely shocked anyone agrees to do the show, but we actually have people like on the other side of our break. That's crazy sauce. Coming up on today's season 1 finale, I'm going to get honest. Not too honest. Catch my drift about Santa Claus. Then, you guys know Spotify Wrapped. Well, we're doing an NGL Wrapped. And look at the wildest headlines that came out of season 1. That's so good. That's so good. Oh, I'm so glad we're raw dogging this episode. After that, it's an NGL full circle moment. My animal nerd self can't believe it. I'm going to be joined right here by, yet again, another person I have no business talking to. As if his sister wasn't enough. By wildlife conservationist, Dancing with the Stars champion, Wendy's brother, that's right, Robert Irwin. Now I'm going to geek out so hard on animal stuff because when we were done talking to Bindi for a week minimum, I thought to myself, I should have asked her about that. Should have asked her about that animal question. Should have talked to her about that animal thing. So just buckle up. But before we get into any of that, a truly absurd edition of Places Kylie Has No Business Being, this week I have absolutely no business, zero, none, being on a billboard in Times Square. I'm sorry, what? What happened? You said what now? Guys, what? Huh? Was this for real? This is AI. Not Gonna Lie was named one of Amazon Music's best new podcasts of the year, and they put us on a billboard in Times Square to celebrate. That's so dumb. That's a dumb sentence. That's a silly sentence to say out loud. I did not ever think I would be on a billboard. Why the fuck would I be on a billboard, guys? That's a silly question. There's no reason for me to be on a billboard, including this list. What's important to recognize when you see lists like this is that this show would not go off without the incredible team that I have with Not Gonna Lie. Although my face is on the billboard, which is silly because nobody wants to see that shit. It really is about the team that is with me and has helped me create what NGL has become. So, thank you to the real ones for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the work that everyone on our team here at NGL is doing. If any New York-based real ones see this up there in real life, tag us at NGL with Kylie. We'd love to see you posting with NGL. And more importantly, my ugly mug on a billboard. How about that? Now that was Places Kylie Has No Business Being, which leads us perfectly to my next segment, Places Kylie Has Some Business Being. This week, I had some business being at Arrowhead Stadium to watch my brother-in-law's game with my family. The girls had not yet seen Uncle Trav play in Arrowhead Stadium. I did have to explain this to Wyatt and Ellie, that they saw Uncle Trav win a Super Bowl. That was exciting. After we came down from the sadness for Dad, that was the catch-22. We were sad for Dad, super happy for Uncle Trav. But we actually got to go and see him play at Arrowhead, which is his home stadium and has been for his entire NFL career. So that was a really cool moment. It was also super exciting to get to see friends and family that were there, because the girls were so excited to get to watch a game with all of them. They are not that interested in football, to be quite honest with you. They actually yell at us anytime we try and put football on the TV, and only get on board after a little while of realizing that they can freely yell. Finny slept for like an hour and a half there, so she's a real one. She actually slept through all of the screaming and cheering, which is hilarious to me. There were a couple people who were like, oh, that's power to her for sleeping. I'm like, have you met her three older sisters? Do you know that this is actually exactly what our house sounds like on any given day at any given time? So she feels very at home. I did see something this morning that someone mentioned that I was wearing Eagles gear. Wrong. Incorrect. I was not. I was wearing a new picture. So sorry, I blacked out for a second. I was not wearing Eagles gear, guys. I was wearing the other podcast sweatshirt, which a few of you noticed. For anyone who doesn't know, I cannot wear another team's logo, not in the NFL. I won't do it. I probably wouldn't do it for any of our other sports either. You're not going to catch me trying to be cool and wearing a New York Yankees hat. It's cool to wear your team. That does it for Places Kylie has some business being. Moving on, let's get to Can I Be Honest? Brought to you by Amazon. Shop gifts for everyone. Since we're a week away from Christmas, I'm getting honest about Santa. Not that honest, but I still recommend pausing if you're around tiny human ears. Did you kick him out? Are you hiding in the pantry? The closet? The bathroom? Okay. The girls are excited. They're very excited about Santa. They, I will say, Wyatt's getting a little skeptical. I think she is very much the type of child who puts enough thought into things, where very soon I fear we will be posed the question, how does he do it? Which my answer is always going to be magic. Because that's the only feasible answer. Now, I have not taken them to meet Santa, mostly because, let's be honest, I'm a germaphobe. Not me letting you into my anxious thoughts. I do think that the girls might not cry about sitting on Santa's lap or sitting next to him in his little sleigh chair. I don't think they would like it, but I don't think they would cry. Finny would, for sure. Finn would cry immediately. She doesn't care for other people. Really great for me. Jason has not yet dressed up as Santa for the girls, and I think we're past that. I think the minute Jason dresses up as Santa, Wyatt's going to be like, clocked. We can't risk it. Also, I'm not sure if anyone else does this, but this time of year, I will absolutely use Santa to my parenting advantage. Okay? This was so sad. Oh my God, this was so sad. I'll call Santa. Okay? Sometimes you need a direct line. Okay? I know Emmy's here, and the song says Santa's always watching. Okay? He knows when you're sleeping, knows when you're awake. Little creepy, but he's watching, okay? Sometimes you got to get the direct line, okay? Sometimes you got to hotline that shit to Santa. In an effort to make it believable, because like I said, I have one that's a little skeptical. I searched to find a graphic of a phone calling Santa. In other words, if I were to be like, I'm really on the phone with him, it would be like a number and like clearly a hang up button to end the phone call. I'm in the thick of it. Okay. So I think we've successfully created a graphic that will allow you to tell the same lie. Because I did not feel as though there was sufficient graphics available on a quick search. So we're going to hand it to you. I want you to screenshot this and use it as like a... No, Santa, I don't know. We were just calling to check if they're on the naughty or nice list. When we did this to Benny, I felt very guilty. She cried while eating her pasta, cried. And then I had to get down on my knees in front of her and explain to her that I swear Santa said she was on the nice list. It was so sad. So make sure that I think you should do this in a positive way first, which we weren't even like, it wasn't even like a pregnant situation. We were just like, you got to eat your dinner. You have to sit at the table at least. And when she kept trying to get up from the table, I was like, I think I'm going to have to call someone. Wrong. I will tell you though, he can't talk to kids. That's an important point. You have to say that like you're a grown up calling. Yeah, it's just dicey. And last thing on Santa, I have it on very good authority that like us parents, Santa is also rushing around like crazy this time of year. But the good news is we all have help if we need it. And not just from the elves. Amazon will wrap and deliver all the gifts on your list and make last minute gift shopping possible. That does it for Can I Be Honest? Brought to you by Amazon. Next up, Doom Scroll of the Week, brought to you by CVS Health. Okay, first up on Doom Scroll. If Mayor of Easttown didn't already prove it, Kate Winslet is a real one. She was just on the Happy Place podcast and spoke about aging. Queen Emma the clip.
Having face that moves, having all of the wrinkles that my 50 years hopefully show, that matters a great deal because I want to lead by example. It's important and it matters if we can be decent women in today's world and be kind to ourselves and to others. I think it's important.
Please make sure that when I share my feelings on this, that you take it as my own personal opinion. I'm not here to comment on what others are doing. Women can do whatever makes them happy because quite honestly, it's none of my fucking business and it's not my fucking body. Okay? But what I will say is I love this so much. I love this so much because I am very much in the camp of your face has been telling people how you feel. It has been experiencing your life, your body, your face. You getting one of the prettiest things is crow's feet because typically it is from smiling, smile lines. It is from feeling joy in your life, right? I also always like to keep in mind that regardless of my platform, which is, I feel grateful to have women who will DM me or approach me in person and say that they really appreciate the way I put myself forward. In other words, authentically, not trying to do something that I am not or do not have or anything like that. But I have 4 daughters. And I want them to know that they were made exactly the way they were intended to be made and that they should proceed as such. Okay? And I'm not talking about not dyeing your hair. Girl, these highlights, they were purchased. Okay? That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is when I raise my eyebrows because I'm interested in what my children are saying and I have lines in my forehead, it only furthers the expression. Okay? It's like an exclamation point on my expression. If I could not raise my eyebrows, I couldn't be shocked at the shit my kids are saying. And then they wouldn't know that I'm truly invested in the words that are coming out of my mouth. You know what I mean? And on top of that, when they get into their 30s, I want them to be like, you know what? Mom had wrinkles then too. Because I do. And I earned these suckers. Okay? And I'm going to keep them. Because I like them. Not all the time. Because sometimes I'm like, oof, girl, you are not 24. But you're fucking right. Oh my God, am I admitting that I'm not 24? You're right, I'm not 24. I'm 33 years old. And this is how my face looks. Okay? This is how I look. And I hope that my daughters and other young women can say confidently that that is how they look. And if they want to plump their lips or freeze their forehead, power fucking to them. But I would like more women to know that it doesn't have to be the new status quo. So, Kate Winslet, you nailed that. I love that. We should keep saying that. Next, I'm currently in the midst of weaning Finny. So this TikTok really hit my feed at the right time. I swear to God, they know. It says cutting your breastfed baby off, and she runs to her daddy to tattle on him. Doesn't cut it. Daddy booby is what she's saying, in case you were wondering.
You may have chocolate milk.
This is what I'm going to tell you. I sent this video to Queen Emma, and I said, comments. Okay? Because first, I was sad. Right? Sad. This baby's sad. But this is where it went. This is where it went a little sideways, and I, like always, booked it to the comments. Okay? The first comment that I saw was, we all saw the straw. We're all on team. Okay? For my audio listeners, the straw is crimped like a fucking piranha went at it. Okay? Like someone was just like a hydraulic press. Okay? Like someone hydraulic pressed the top of the straw. Okay? That shit is banana. It looks like it was steamrolled like a fucking fresh concrete. Okay? This thing is crimped so fucking hard. And you know what? For those of you that have not arrived at the destination, that could have been mom's nipple. Okay? I would have cut her off too. Now, weaning is not going great because it's not going, but Finn's about to cut a tooth. Okay? And as selfish as this may sound, that's where I draw the line. Aggressively. It's aggressively where I draw the line. That's where I've drawn the line for all of my other children. I've never breastfed a child past them getting teeth. Full disclosure, because I think that this, again, is something that people typically don't talk about because it can be a conscious choice. I typically have breastfed our girls anywhere between 7 and 8 months. I think the longest that I've gone for any other child has been maybe a hair past 8 months. Right now with Finny, this is the longest I have done it. Because it will take me at least a couple weeks to fully wean her. And right now we're right at the threshold of where I think I ended with Ellie. But just to be clear, this is my choice. And it might not be the choice that other people make. And I would like to say, because I think it's important to say this, I am very fortunate to have been able to breastfeed. Because I know that that's not always everyone's journey. Some people who want to cannot. So it's important to recognize that. My girls have switched to formula. And guess what? I have a 6-year-old who is learning to read, who can write. She's thriving. So, anyone who has an opinion about how I choose to go about my breastfeeding journey, and therefore my formula fed journey, you can kindly get fucked. You knew it was coming. And also, fed is best. Let me say it one more time for emphasis. Fed is best. Best that it can be. Like the SpongeBob, imagination Ready? We'll do said is best and get hooked. Anyway, that's it for Doom Scroll of the Week, brought to you by CVS Health. Robert Irwin is coming up, but first we have one more segment in honor of our finale we're calling NGL Wrapped. It's like Spotify Wrapped, but NGL, clever stuff.
With the Kansas City Chiefs out of the playoffs this season, Travis Kelce has once again sparked retirement speculation, this time as he prepares for a new chapter in his personal life with fiancée Taylor Swift. While the couple has not confirmed an official wedding date, the ceremony is widely rumored to take place in the summer of 2026, and sources say planning is already underway. According to Us Weekly, Swift finds Kelce's involvement in the wedding preparation cute, and the process has become something the pair are bonding over. Both Taylor and Travis are said to be deeply excited about what lies ahead, but fans are now asking the same question: what does that next chapter look like for the Chiefs star? Tight end Kelce may have offered a subtle hint during the December 17th episode of his New Heights podcast with his brother, Jason Kelce. While discussing teammate Patrick Mahomes' ACL injury, Travis spoke in a tone some listeners described as unusually detached. Hopefully the Chiefs can get him back as soon as possible, Travis said. I know right now it's kind of around week 1 or the beginning of the season next year. He's going to be doing everything he can to get back out on that field for the Chiefs as soon as possible. Meanwhile, Jason Kelce has urged fans to slow down the retirement chatter. Speaking on Monday Night Countdown on ESPN on December 15th, Jason explained that the decision requires time and reflection. To nail that decision, you've got to step away from the game for a little bit, he said. Play these last 3 games. Enjoy them with your teammates and coaches. The team's going to be different whether you come back or not next year, so enjoy it and let it sink in. The answer will come with time. Away from football, major life changes are ahead for Travis as he prepares to marry one of the world's biggest pop stars. According to Rob Shooter's Substack on December 1st, the couple has deliberately scaled back plans for a large, extravagant wedding. A source claimed Swift was put off by the optics of high-profile celebrity ceremonies, particularly Jeff Bezos' lavish wedding to Lauren Sanchez earlier this year. Taylor doesn't want people rolling their eyes, the source explained. She wants something real and grounded. She wants to enjoy the day, not perform it. An intimate, low-key celebration could mark the perfect beginning of Kelce's post-NFL life should he decide to step away from the game. Elsewhere in the Kelce family, Kylie Kelce is carving out her own spotlight. The wife of former Philadelphia Eagles center Jason Kelce is set to make a surprise appearance in NBC's coverage of the upcoming Winter Olympics, which kick off on February 6 in Milan Cortina. NBC is aiming to build on the success of its Paris 2024 Summer Olympics coverage by launching the Milan Cortina Creator Collective. Following a similar initiative in Paris, the project brings together digital creators to offer behind-the-scenes access and unique perspectives across social platforms. Kylie, a former field hockey player and host of the podcast Not Going to Lie, will join a lineup of creators tasked with delivering exclusive content from the games. She'll be joined by Lost Culturistas hosts and SNL star Bowen Yang, Matt Rogers, Dancing with the Stars pro Riley Arnold, influencer duo Carlo and Sarah Anna Sitar, and sports TikToker Joe Felix, who together boast a combined following of more than 12.8 million. NBC, however, has faced criticism ahead of the games. The network drew backlash after airing an Olympic promo during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade that featured British pop star Dua Lipa instead of prominent American athletes. The ad, intended to spotlight inspirational women, shows Lipa walking through Milan's iconic Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II while speaking Italian, prompting mixed reactions online. Fans questioned the decision to center the campaign around the London-born singer, who holds British, Albanian, and Kosovar citizenship, rather than highlighting Team USA stars. As anticipation builds for both the Olympics and Kelce's next life chapter, all eyes remain on what the future holds for Travis, Taylor, and the ever-expanding Kelce universe.